Take your knee and privilege off my neck. It's time for this entitlement and injustice to get checked.
We condemn all forms of racism wherever they are practiced. And we accept that the people of every country where racism is practiced are entitled to fight for their rights.
I think that racism is a learned behavior.
The heat was the match, but racism, poverty, and police abuse were the tinder.
When do we get to relax? It's traumatizing being black. We don't even recognize that.
I'd like to end systemic racism.
Let's work on it together.
Yes, we can. It's an opportunity.
The reason why I authored this is just to make sure that both sides are always being taught to the students.
Oh my God.
But it specifically says anti-racism is not allowed. So racism. So to go back to the anti-racism, when we're talking about anti-racism, I know when you look up the definition of it, it says, you know, when you oppose racism.
L. Bloom, I think there's a correlation. Now, let me tell y'all this. Now, I'm going to really shake the room up today. This is an observation. This is not scientific fact. This is my thought. So I just want to say that. And I start off by saying that because I know some people may not get it. But I believe that any black man who will date a white woman will do a man. I don't know why, but I've seen so many black men who are with white women who are bisexual or something. I don't know why. And I'm not saying all, but a good deal. And I don't know if they freaky and you can't get no freakier than that as far as a woman. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, that's a thought of mine. I'm going to tell you, that's a thought of mine. That's a thought of mine. I don't know why, but I feel like that.
Who had a white woman?
So let me say this. One of my exes, he was married to a white woman, right? And so I brought this up to him and I said, I don't know. I just believe that any black man who will date a white woman will do a man. And he said, that's not true. And I'm like, well, you with me, ain't it? I was like, you with me, right? But I just feel that way. And that's not scientific, but I observe that and I don't know. And maybe, and I guess in my mind, I mean, I know black women used to do some things. Now, black women some of them have been very liberated, I guess, or exposed to a lot of stuff that they wouldn't mention that they did or wouldn't do, but they do now. But you know, back in the day, you would never hear a black woman say she gonna eat somebody's booty. That was, you never heard any black women say they eat people groceries. But, but other people did. And I guess
they brag about it.
Oh, yeah, and I guess people got so freaky.
But I think any person who dates a white person they have some certain level of self-hate. Now,
I don't know about self-hate, Shirley, but I think it's about freakiness. I think these women are just really uninhibited in the bedroom, where our girls and women are taught that, you're a lady, you're prim and proper, but, look at the Blanche Devereaux character on Golden Girls. So maybe, I see that, and maybe people get so freaky that just turn their mind, and maybe you can't get no freakier than that, and people are looking for a new level of freakiness, and then they go on over to the other side. I don't know, but I just think that's my thought again. That's my thought, that any black man who would date, not any, but most black men who would date white women will do a man. Not to say that all of them, but I just noticed that a lot of them have. And that's my thoughts.
I think you also have freaky and you also have nasty, and it's a difference. You know what I mean? I think when you start getting involved in certain things or going too far, that's, to me, that's not freaky, that's nasty. I'm personally not putting my tongue nowhere where that comes out. I don't care, call me boring or whatever, but I'm not eating nobody Georgia peach. Not
Well,
doing it.
I mean, that's a given, but I'm just saying, I just seen that a lot. I just seen that a lot. I mean, y'all, I mean, that's my observation. I just, and that's my observation.
I have a cousin, and this is not me airing her out. I could call her on the phone right now and she would tell you. She brags about it. My cousin brags about, tossing salad or whatever. I also think any man that's alleging to be straight that allows a woman to eat his is gay or bisexual. I just don't think that's normal.
Well, that may be it, but I mean, I don't know, and that's my observation, you all. So you mean to tell me people not supposed to eat booty? No, we just didn't talk about it. If people did eat booty, they ain't say, y'all, I ate that booty hard. We just, again, in my circles, because I don't know all black people, and Allie, you a different black person. You that hippie black person, so you may have heard that, but in my neck of the woods, you didn't talk about it, or and not to say that it wasn't happening, it wasn't widely discussed like it is now. But those are my observations. I'm not saying that that's fact, but I'm just saying I've seen it happen a lot, and I just believe that maybe you can't get any freakier than that before you go to the other side. Now, things may be changing. A lot of people say that a lot of white women are accepting of bisexuality too. So that may be it as well. But I'm just saying, you all, that's just an observation. That's always been my thought. And I have dated a black man who was married to a white woman. And so, hey, that's all I'm saying. Anybody have a comment on that? You're more than welcome to come up if you have a comment on that. And those are just my thoughts. I'm not saying that it's a fact. Those are my thoughts. And like I said too, I noticed again, like we were saying, Shelley, that I see a lot of people who smoke Newports, and I'm not saying that everybody who smoke Newports is doing crack or smoking weed, but I've noticed that a lot of people who smoke Newport cigarettes do weed, or they get into other stuff, and like Newports was what they started with.
Yeah, everybody I know that smokes Newports also smokes weed or either dippers, or they go into some other stuff. Now, here I don't really come across.
And I would love to see how many other cigarettes like that, because I don't hear that about Pools or Pall Malls, but it's them during Newports.
Most black people ain't smoking anything other than Newports. You got a couple that might be smoking a different brand, but for the most part, pretty much every black person smoke Newports.
Mm-hmm. So now, I know some black men are gonna get mad, but it is what it is. Those are my thoughts. I'm not saying that this is based in fact. Those are just my observations. That's the difference. I didn't say that this is a fact or I know this to be true. I said this is my observation and this is how I feel. And yeah, and if you're a black man who got a white woman and you don't have any inclinations towards having sex with the same gender, then I guess this doesn't apply to you. You can have your opinion. Mm-hmm. So, Shelley, that's my thoughts, girl. I mean, people getting these people getting bent out of shape. I'm like, well, but see, let me say this too. We don't have conversations like this in the beef sector that much. And I think some of these conversations need to be had,
Right, because they're just conversations, that's all.
I can say that any cigarette could do that, but I just noticed a big correlation with Newports. Okay,
and Blessed is correct about it being targeted in black neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's Freaky Friday. It's just realistic, you all. It's some things, and I'm really it used to be Cools, because they had the Cool Jazz Festival. You remember the Cool Jazz Festival?
Yeah.
And then, that used to be the cigarette too. Hey Rita, I will say this too, you all. You know, I just think we have to have conversations like this. And I think that women need to know certain things and maybe something to look at. But I'm not saying all black men, but I just seen a lot of black men who are with white women and they just happen to be really, how should I put it? They're real free with their sexuality. They're real fluid. They're very open.
Yeah.